What's up? What's up, guys? What's up? Let's see if I can get this set up here. Here we go. Let a couple people jump up on here. They're a little late, but hey, Kimworth. Hey, how's the audio here? Can you hear me good? Sweet, sweet. All right. So let me tell you guys what happened. So we got a couple more people here jumping on here. Let's wait for a minute. This truly blew my mind. Truly blew my mind. What's up, Kelly? About not getting a drug test. You know, you're in trucking. You're gonna get a drug test eventually. And what was really funny about this is I was actually I had commented on Eric's post from Driver Lineup uh, about him. He hadn't got a drug test for I don't know 2 years or whatever, and I told him I had got a drug test 5 times in the year and a half that I was there. So okay, get rid of this. Whoa. There we go. So I get back from it's about 3:30 in the evening, and I had dropped my load off at the yard. So once I dropped the load up at the yard, you're when you go into the yard at Heaven Hill, even for us, the NFI drivers, you cannot go in inside, and it's been like that since the COVID stuff. So since I've been there, I've been in there as far as to get some hand sanitizer and stuff like that, but they really don't want you to come in there, and I get it. That's fine. So they have a big mailbox on the outside. Um, where you just basically drop your paperwork off, get your next load, and you're ready to rock and roll. So I mean that's fine with me. You don't never have to deal with nobody. So I go over there, and my supervisor, she says, well, I call her. I said my paperwork's not in here. She said, oh yeah, let me bring that to you. All right, sweet. So she brings my paperwork out to me, and she says, you got to pee. And I'm thinking like, no. I thought she was literally just asking me if I had to go pee. I was like, no. And so she hands me the paperwork. Again, this is like 3:30, and this place closes at 4:30. So I had to pee really bad because I had just now driven down from Jeffersonville, Ohio. So I had to pee. And for guys, I don't know how it is with girls or whatever, but for guys, sometimes when I gotta pee and I gotta, really, really pee, it's hard to really stop when you're peeing. You gotta pee that bad. I know people are gonna say, man, that's disgusting or whatever. I'm just trying to be honest, transparent, and tell you my situation because if you think that's disgusting, you're probably going ahead and jump off the video because I'm about ready to be real with you guys and tell you what happened. So she's like, it's just right over here, not a big deal. You can run over there and pee bobtail over there. And it's like, all right, sweet. So I went over there, and there was 2 people there in front of me. So they went ahead and take care of them. Uh, so I go in there, and I'm like literally crossing my legs because I got to pee. And so I go in there, and she marks the line, where I got to pee at and everything. Everybody knows it's a drug test. They mark the line or whatever. So I go in there, and I'm afraid I'm going to overfill the cup. And so like I'm watching the line, so I'm peeing, watching the line, set it off, and like flood the toilet. I mean, so that's my first mistake as far as not filling the cup all the way up. So that's my fault as far as that. But like I said, I was afraid I was going to overfill the cup, and I didn't want to get urine all over my hands, piss, whatever you want to call it. So I go back out there, and she's doing the 2 vials and all that stuff, and I'm looking at the black line, and I'm thinking like I'm right under it, and I'm thinking like, damn. Hope it's gonna be enough. And she says, no, that ain't enough. So I'm like, okay, well, I mean, I'll go drink some water, no big deal. I got like 45 minutes left before they close at 4:30. So I was like, surely I can, pee, chug a bunch of water and go in there and pee. So no, I didn't come back inconclusive. So that's one of my things. My daughter asked me. She said, "Oh my gosh, Dad, did you drink so much water you came back inconclusive?" No, that ain't what happened. So this is where it gets really, really interesting, guys. So again, this is pretty hardcore. So just want to give you a heads up. So I go out to my she gives me a styrofoam cup, and she says, the water thing is out there as far as the fountain drink, their fountain water fountain. I'm like, all right. So I go out there and I'm drinking 2 or 3 of these styrofoam cups, and I'm thinking like, damn man, this water tastes like shit. And I told them, like, me and her is the only one there, and I said, and that water's got a funny taste to it. And she said, yeah. She said, everybody tells me that. She said, but I don't drink it, so I don't know. So at this time, I'm going back out to the truck because I've got some water in the truck. So I go out to the truck, and I had some green tea, so I chugged the rest of the green tea, and I got a 16-ounce, Deer Park water. So I'm chugging it, and by that time, I'm super bloated. I mean, super bloated. So I'm walking around, literally just walking around on the outside, and I'm thinking like, I got like 10 minutes before they close. So I go back in there, and it's like 4:45. And again, they close at 4:30, so it's like 4:45, and I still can't. I mean, I can't pee anymore. So I go over there. Everybody knows if you hear water fountains or whatever, usually that makes you want to go pee. So as crazy as this sounded, again, this was just me and her there. She had then locked the door up front, and I said, I need to. This is kind of crazy. I said, but you care if I run the sink water and I'll stand by it? And she's like, no, it's not. She said, there's no sink in the bathroom, but there's one outside of it. You can go over there. So I'm like, all right, sweet. So I'm going over there I'm probably there for like 10 or 15 minutes, just like letting it trickle. I'm thinking like, damn, still ain't got to pee. So I go back out, and I take that 16-ounce Deer Park, and I go back to the water fountain because she's already locked the door. I didn't want to unlock the door and somebody else come in or whatever. So I went back to the water fountain, chugged 2 more of those 16-ounce water parks or Deer Parks. By this time, this is where it gets gross, and this is where it gets really kind of crazy. I would never ever imagine this. So my stomach is like, I mean, it's messed up. I mean, it's like immediately messed up. And I'm thinking, I go over there to her, and I said, I'm going to try to go pee, because by this time it's already like 5 o'clock. And and she's like, well, okay, are you sure you can pee? And I was like, I'm not sure. I said, but I'll go in there and I'll try. So I go in there, and I'm standing trying to pee. I can't pee. Then I have bubble guts. I mean, my stomach is just rolling, and like every time I'm about ready to pee, I'm afraid I'm gonna shit myself. I told you guys this is where it gets real. And I'm thinking like, damn man, my stomach is messed up. And hold on guys, let me get this. So I told her, I said, this is really going to be disgusting, and I'm sorry, I apologize. And I said, but I can't pee. And she said, well, I'm gonna have to give you a refusal if you don't pee. And I'm thinking like, a refusal? And she said, yeah. I mean, she's like, technically, you have 3 hours legally to pee. Yeah, she said you got 3 hours legally to pee. That I got to be here. I got to wait here for you. But after that 3 hours, I can write a refusal down. Even though you can't pee, it's still got to be a refusal. Well, anybody knows they got their CDLs, and you refuse the drug test, then you're going to lose your CDL. And so I'm like, by this time, so I go back out there to her, and I'm thinking like, oh gosh, my stomach is jacked up. So I tell her, I said, ma'am, I said, this is gonna sound crazy, but I'm afraid I'm gonna shit myself when I go pee. And she said, well, you ain't the first one that's said that or done that. She said, but you know what happens usually when you go, when you got to go to the bathroom, that usually you pee. And I'm thinking like, yeah, I mean, like, I mean, because remember when you're doing a drug test, like you can't flush the toilet. So I know I'm about ready to go in there and destroy this toilet because my stomach is jacked up. So first off, I did pee and I filled that sucker up all the way after that happened. But who would have thought that if you seriously cannot pee, like if I could not pee, if I sit there for 3 hours, and that's hard to believe, to be there 3 hours and can't pee unless you're just trying to hide something. But my point was, like I was just embarrassed as an individual to know what she was going to look at after I used the bathroom. So so I actually called my supervisor up, and I wasn't a happy camper because my stomach was jacked up. And I told her, what all happened and everything about, if she's going to send somebody else over there to this place to make sure that they don't drink that fountain water. Because if that lady told me at the beginning, don't drink that because, in the past we've had people that blew up the toilet or whatever, I would have just got 2 or 3, 4 bottles out of my truck and went back in there. So, but who would have thought that you could lose your CDL license because you couldn't pee? So that's my story. I just want to let you guys know it's kind of messed up. Yeah, I know it is, but it just really blew me away that an individual such as myself could have lost his license if like, I mean, for me, after she told me that it happens before, I was just like, I'm gonna go in there and destroy this toilet. And afterward, I told her, I said that you truly got a shitty job because I can't flush it. I'm ready to go in there and destroy this toilet, and it is what it is. But it just blew me away that that you could lose your CDL license for, you would get a refusal of wanting the drug test if you could not pee. But I got some other videos that I'm about ready to put out from NFI because and this is the first, of course, I've only been with Prime in this place, but how many other people have to use these right here? I mean, I don't know. the inspection report, the vehicle inspection report. Does anybody else do those? Does the company make you guys do those? Leave a comment below. Let me know, because I had never had to do one of those, and here recently they've asked us to start doing them. I mean, they're nothing to do. I mean, basically your pre-trip. If you have issues, you write stuff down that you've had issues with. So my point is, on the videos I'm going to do, is if you're wanting me to hey man, things are going good, Jim. So if the company is wanting you to fill those vehicle inspection reports out, are they really looking at them? Because, like, I'll go into great detail on the other videos, but I just got a PM on my truck a couple of weeks ago. This is the second one that I've had since I've been there. And because it needed one, like I was there probably about a month, 2 months. Then it needed one. Then it just got another one. But the first time they shattered my TV, the place did in Bardstown. Didn't say anything at all to anybody. So actually, me and my wife had finished one night running, and I had turned the TV on, and I noticed it was shattered in the screen, and I had just gotten it out of the shop. So that was the first mistake, and the second one, I get back in this one, and I'm 3 quarts low on oil, and I'm low on antifreeze, and they jacked up my dash from installing the windshield. So I put that stuff on the report. They didn't change any of my filters. Besides, I think they may have changed my fuel filter, but my intake, my cab, and my other filters, there's 3 filters that this Freightliner has. It has one under the hood, it has one in the dash, and it has one back here where the battery APU is. So they didn't change any of those. But when I asked the place in Cambridge, Ohio, which is NFI's, another hub of NFI that does nothing but NFI trucks, works on their trucks and trailers and stuff, we're out of Bardstown. We have this other place because it's the closest place to us. So I had to go up there and get a Qualcomm fix or PeopleNet fixed. And I was asking the guy, I was like, hey man, I was like, when you do a PM, like filters, is that something normal that he's like, yeah, I mean, that's, every filter gets changed with the PM. So I was like, that's what I thought. So I'm writing this stuff down on the vehicle inspection report, and called my supervisor and say, hey, these filters ain't been changed. And she says, well, they said they're satisfactory. So wait for the video and wait till you see what they called satisfactory. And my question is, does NFI really know what they're paying for? Because I know when I was a lease operator owner at Prime, when I paid for a PM, it cost me, $500 to $700, depending on what all need to be fixed and everything. And they pretty much changed out everything. But now with NFI being this large corporation, and they're paying this little company in Bardstown, and everybody knows that some people take advantage of some people. I'm not saying that that's what they're doing whatsoever, but do they know what they're really getting? Because I asked for a checklist, and that was on the checklist, and to their explanation was it was satisfactory. We'll wait for the video to come out, and I'll show you what they're saying is satisfactory. And NFI, if you're watching this, you're getting the back end on a bad deal on your trucks, because if they're doing this to my truck, I know we at least have got 20 or 30 trucks over there at Heaven Hill. How many more times are you getting, the raw deal? But thanks, guys, for checking this video out. Sorry for the graphic details or whatever, but I thought it blew my mind when she told me that I was going to get a refusal, and I would lose my CDL license. So, guys, be safe. Have a good one. I'm gonna get everything situated, and I'm hitting the sack.